Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Anthea from FORTNITE. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Okay, action pose. Big action pose, right? Let's do something different. So I'm going to have her kind of jumping through the air. Kind of the old air jumping pose. You know what I mean. The old air jumping, I don't know. I'm just making it up. Okay, so I gotta come up with the air jumping pose, like I was being silly about, but I have to find a way to pose the parts, right? That's kind of the whole point. Because okay, so like I always say, I don't have her in this pose. I don't have a picture of this pose. But I'm trying to take all the details, put them in this order. Is that the word I'm looking for? And placing them. Really, that's really what it comes down to. I'm just placing everything that she looks like. Does that make sense? So, okay, so what I'm trying to say is this: I don't have her in this pose. And I say this every time, and I'm just going to tell this story every single time because it gives me something to talk about while I'm sketching. I don't have her in this pose. So, I take all the details and I try to make her look like she's in this pose. So basically I just take anatomy, I know how to draw certain parts. Let me see, what am I doing here? And I have to take all the little details in her outfit and make them fit to the pose that I'm adding. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. And in doing so, I'm trying to come up with like an action pose to represent all those fun little parts. I think that'll work. I don't know. I'm kind of looking at her like this is the superhero, costume. So I don't know. I was thinking of a flowing jumping pose, That's kind of what I was going for. Okay, so basically I gotta take little things like this bow, figure that out at this angle. Her boots, which are pretty much just, sorry, I gotta grab this. This is my don't sweat on the paper piece. It's just a piece of felt that I had. And basically I just wanted to put her in some kind of like action pose. That's what it comes down to. I don't know why I'm taking a long time to talk about it. But no, you know why? Because I need something to talk about while we're sketching. And this one flowed pretty well, so we'll be jumping pretty soon. I just wanted to, kind of capture the parts. It looks good to me. What's hard is the jacket. Here we go. I think I got it. I just said it's hard, and then I think I got it on the first hit. Okay, so let me draw a head. Yeah, so we're going to work like that. I'm going to jump around. I keep saying, let me do this, let me do that, but gosh, I keep jumping around with, I want to do this, and I want to do that, now I want to add one of these, and now we're going to move this over here. But I think that's also kind of how I draw. I kind of jump all over the place because I kind of lean back and see what it needs, and go from here. Because if I look and it's like, oh, well, that's not right, or that's, and I'll just jump back and forth, and that's just me. That's how I draw. But I mean, that's why you're here. You're here to see how I draw, right? We're going to turn our fists like this, so we're kind of getting away with drawing a little bit less, but not cheating, right? Just because I turned her hand, it's kind of getting away with a little bit, but it's still adding detail. Okay, so let me add some details to the face. I've got her turned a little bit, so maybe we'll be able to add a little bit more definition. Like normally I don't draw the edge of the nose, but I do have her head turned, so I might be able to this time. Because usually there's no hard edges on your face, on your nose, unless your head's turned, and you get more of a profile, you get more of an angle, or you get more of the side of your nose. So yeah, so a lot of times I don't do it. But like I said, she's turned this time, so good for us, right? Okay, that worked out pretty well. Let me add some details now. Oh, like specifically, I gotta add the little arrow thing on her head. Okay, awesome. Let's see. So she does have a specific hairstyle. Let's see. I'm just going to kind of make some of it up, just to try to capture the look, because I'm not going to draw every single hair. But we got to draw enough to make it look like it, right? Okay, awesome. Oh, and you know what she does have? I see it now. I see it. It looks like a headband, and that's what's just kind of almost Sailor Moon, you know? Sailor Mooning it. That's kind of holding her headband thing on, I guess. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah. I think that's good. Let me erase some of these sketch lines. A lot of them worked out, so I don't have to erase everything. But I do need to erase the darker lines. I'm sorry, the lighter lines. The darker lines are going to stay and will guide us, but the sketch lines, they'll kind of disappear. And it's okay, because we don't need those anyway. Well, some of them I do. I say that, but the sketch lines worked out well in some areas that I need to keep them. So I'm going to erase lightly and leave myself a little bit of a guide so I know where I'm going. The sketch worked out really well. Okay, so I think we're ready to go. I say we welcome everybody that skipped and get going. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen. Mostly the fine point, but it depends a little finer than a fine point. You can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I to sketch the entire thing out. I've erased a majority of it, but left myself a ghost of an image to guide us on this Sharpie adventure. You know where we're going, you see the drawing, so I'm just going to jump right in. I'm going to start off with her eyelids, so I make sure I got them level, and turn them this way with the way of her head. So I'm just going to come over here like this. Make sure I got them right, looks good to me. I'm going to draw some retina, the color part, like that. I'm going to add just a little bit of a pupil with a couple of dots, because it's so tiny at this point, anything else and it's going to disappear. So I'm limiting myself to just the edges of the certain parts that I want to do before they disappear. Now, same thing with her eyes. It's going to disappear if I add too much Sharpie. So I'm not even going to draw the bottom of the eye. I just kind of do something like this, just to give it makeup and to kind of show the design of the eye. Now, also her brows, they are colored the same color of her hair. So I'm not drawing eyebrows. I'm going to do that with color. So I'm going to just go ahead and draw the little design on her head, the little emblem that she's got, and that'll kind of guide us, or give us start-stop points. Basically, is what I want to do. And should I do the inside? Yeah, let's do some of the inside. That's kind of the trick of some of this is there's that cartoon version, or the comic book version, I guess, that you can see a lot of this detail, but I want to leave some of it for color too. So let's see what we can do here. Let's go ahead and draw the side of her face, and then we're going to come back for the hair. So I can see the profile of her nose, so I'm going to come down here, go ahead and draw it like this, and like that. A little bit of a nostril here, like that, and that's all I want to do. I want to do more, but Sharpie scream. You don't want to yell too much with this Sharpie. You want to be very subtle, so that's all I'm going to do, and then do the rest with color. So for the mouth, I'm going to kind of do something like this. Up here to the top of the lip. Again, it's kind of small, so got to be careful with what I add. Now I'm going to draw the side of her head. That's where the hair is coming up, so I'm going to come to like this, to her cheek, down to her chin, and then come back up this way, or go down this way. I'm a puller more than a pusher, so I'm going to pull my line down. Okay. Also, I'm going to start to thicken this up too, because when I switch over to this Sharpie, you're going to see a huge difference in line width. So I'm going to start to match what's going to happen, but you don't have to do that. That's just me. Also, I can smooth out some of these little imperfections that I did. But again, that's just me. You do what you want. Because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. We'll meet somewhere in between. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do some of the hair too, since I know where that goes. I'm going to kind of draw some hairlines, define a few edges, so to speak. Now, I don't want to do too much because it's colored hair, so I don't want to draw all the lines with a Sharpie. I want to, don't get me wrong, but I shouldn't. You know, we should leave some of it for color to define it. Okay? Awesome. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing over here. Just draw some locks. Alright, and again, I want to draw those eyebrows, but color. We'll leave it for color. Okay. How's yours coming out? Awesome. Alright, so that's good for a face. Again, those eyebrows it's killing me. It's killing me that I can't draw them. But I'm going to do it right. I'm going to do it the way I planned. Alright, remember her hair is parted down the middle, so we're going to build off this part. So, this is the back of her head. Right? Some parts going over this way, like this, back to the back, okay? Because remember, it flows and goes out like that. You know, you just got to think of the edges and where the hair is going to flow. Alright, I think we're good with the head. I think I'm going to switch over to the big Sharpie now. That way I'm not drawing too many lines, because I want to draw a whole bunch of hairlines, but I need to stop. I need to stop because color. We'll let color do that. Okay, so for her collar and her vest, or you know what? Let's do her headband sash. I've got them kind of flowing, kind of very Sailor Moon style. So I'm gonna do something like that. And then do another one, kind of flowing up like this. There we go. That way it's kind of tied in the back, and we'll go ahead and tie them here too. Clean this line up for myself, so I'm sure you didn't cut through like I did. And we'll say that it's going around like that. Back around, and there you go. Alright. Okay, so back to what I was doing. I'm going to draw her neck like this, and that's going to be able to define the shirt too, which is coming through like this. And I can now do the jacket, so it's got a big old collar that kind of wraps around a little. Something like this. Do the other side over here like that. And it's going to bring to the edge of the jacket, which is basically the back of her neck down to the sides here. So that. And we'll do the same thing over here. This one's kind of flowing out a little bit like that. We're kind of throwing in a little action style, you know. So let's go ahead and define some edges here. Since her arm's raised right there, we're going to go ahead and draw the poofy sleeve up like that. And then let's go ahead and do this one too. So this one's coming up here, doing that. Coming down here to this. Poof it in and connect it. Okay, and here let me draw some edges here so you see what I'm doing. This one, because it's this inside here, it does come around like this. Close it off so it goes around. So you see that's the inside, that's the back edge, like that. And the inside, same thing here, is that's inside, then there's that outer edge. Okay. Okay, cool. How's yours coming out? Awesome. There we go. I'm gonna find some edges like this. Perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna draw some of the inside of her shirt once I get there. Right now, let's finish up the arms and get to that place, okay? So this one's up in kind of a fist. So all you can really see like that, because it's kind of over itself, and she's got the oh, you know what, let's draw that bow before I forget. That's in the back, isn't it? Okay, so we're gonna say the bow is kind of back here like that. Okay, so you can't really see the edge of it because it's on the back side of her arm. Okay, so her arm's bent in, so we're gonna do the forearm up to the wrist, down to the elbow over here. And you're basically looking at the back of her hand, because her hand's kind of turned like this, and so all you see is just basically the shape. And we're kind of getting away with just showing the power of her fist. Okay. There you go. Now, what I was talking about before is the cartoon version does have some of this defined as edges, or you know, the style. So I am going to add just a little bit of a mix and match. Like it's got it, so let's do it. It's got like this. It's not like a bow, but it's kind of like I don't want to say butterfly wings, but it's kind of like that, you know. It also helps break up some of the negative space of just you know, being colored glove. You know, there's no skin, there's no armor or anything like that. It's just negative space. Alright, so that's all we're going to do for that. Okay? Alright, so this arm we're going to stick out. She's kind of doing one of these, but the arm is extended. Well, you've seen the picture. You know what we're doing. You clicked on the image. So her arm's going to come over here like this. There's the bit of the glove through the wrist, like that. So we're going to bring it in this way. The arm connects to the chest right there. Comes through like this. Connects to the wrist right there. It's a little long, a little dramatic, but that's okay. It's all right. We're getting that that artistic, what do you call it? Dramatic style, you know, because it's a action pose. You know, sometimes those action poses they help out and give you like a little bit more creative freedom because you just want to really, you know, push it out there and make it bigger or make it more accented. Okay, so I'm going to have her wrist down like this. I'm going to stick this thumb down. Oops. I'm going to make that a little bit thicker right there. Okay, and then I draw her finger extended like this. Now these are light little fingers, so I got to be very careful here. And then the middle finger is about the same spot, but a little bit more extended. The ring finger is coming down a little bit more, and the pinky is super down and dramatic. Okay, so basically like that. Now, it is a little mushed up right here, but that's okay because of the way we have the fingers extended out. But also, they are gloves, so we are gonna clean that up a little bit. There is this part, this little circular bump, and we're gonna do like we did over here with this glove style. We're gonna do, that'll help define the edge of the thumb, like that, and we're gonna do exactly like we did there. Okay, so it's just gonna kind of come around like that, and just give that kind of detail. So same thing over here. We're gonna do a little bit of this because you can only see one certain part of it, and again, just kind of breaks up the whole look of it, of just a flat piece. Okay, so now let's work on our chest down. So see, her chest is up here. It's going to come in with the breast down to the rib cage, and I've got her bent right there. This side's coming down here to this. Now this is where her skirt is, and let me close this off. I just realized there's a few little lines I can add right here. Like you got to have start and stop points, but unless you know where they are, you can't add them yet. So now that I know, same thing here, I can connect that. Okay, so I've got a bow on her, and it's basically your bow is going to be turned like this. Okay, so think of it like this, but now we're turning it. It's going to look kind of sideways like that. So this end, we're going to go ahead and we'll bow it up right here in the center, just kind of knot it up, and then we're going to draw the side of it here, right? Kind of like that. Okay, so see how this end is bigger, this one's far away, and so it's kind of a side view, you know? So when we add like the little divot like that, that's all you can see. Okay, awesome. Now I'm going to go ahead and close off her skirt right here, and I'm going to add some of that detail. Like she has the cartoon version, what I was talking about, the comic book version. I like that look that it's got, that some of it is actually black line colored in. So we're going to go ahead and do something like that and just add just a little bit to the style and look. So when we color it, it's going to be really cool that it's got, you know, a little bit of that defined comic book look to it. And on this side, you're only seeing a certain part of it because her body's turned. Her body's turned a little bit. So it's kind of a little bit of visibility. Okay, so now we're just going to draw a skirt, and I've got it kind of flowing, and it's going to be just kind of, because she's jumping, it's going to be something like this. Here's the front of it, flying up from the jump. Come back down to about where her leg's gonna be. Now let me draw the bow ends, you know, from where it was tied. Something like that. There you go, there's that end. So I wanted to do that first, so now I can draw the rest of her skirt through. And not worry about, not worry about drawing anything through. So let me accent the skirt just a little bit with the smaller Sharpie, with some thinner lines like that. Oops, I always do that. I always draw through my start-stop points. I shouldn't be doing that, but it happens. How about one more here? There we go. Awesome. So now we're just drawing legs. Pretty simple. This one's sticking out. This one's bent just a little bit, and she does have the that boot style to it. So I'm going to draw the leg coming down. Add a little bit of a bump for where the boot's going to be. Down to the knee. And again, this one's bent. So I'm going to come down here like this, and it's all one continuous piece, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and draw what I sketched. Something like this. I'll add some detail in a second. Same thing here, but this one I'm going to give a little bit of room for the bow. So the leg's going to come this way. I'm going to kind of give something like that for the bow. Come down here to the knee. Again, might as well just make it one continuous piece. Like that. And do the other side here. So the leg's coming back that way. Alright, so now let's add some detail. Alright, so because the boot is something like this, I'm going to draw that edge. And then I'm going to go ahead, because it's again another bow, I'm going to go ahead and draw some of that bow detail. And this one we're going to say it's on the front, so we can pretty much just do this. And we know that it's right there. Okay. Alright, so let's see. And it's got a very specific look to it, so I'm going to draw some of the details. And let's see, do I want to do the laces on the side? We probably should. It's not really a lace, it's almost kind of like a, what do you call it? Like a V type thing. Something like this. And we'll just kind of draw a few, because it's gonna break it up like we were talking about before, and it's gonna give it a nice different look. A nice what's the word I'm looking for? Creative look. That's it. Okay, so let's also give her like ooh, I like the way they got like these lines going down. I'm gonna do that too. But I can only do it on this side because it's on this side, that side's covered up. So all I can really do for this side is let's do, oh no, it's on both. Okay, awesome. Let's give her a little bit of a knee, just accent it like that. And let's just kind of do it on this side too. So see what I'm saying? How it's kind of a V? Because it looks like it's laced, but almost not. Does that make sense? I do like the creative look of the comic book lines, because these aren't in the other skin, so that's why I'm kind of adding just a little bit of this, just to, you know, make it different, make it to mix it up, you know. cool. So let's add just a little bit of that front detail too, the shoe detail. Which again, it looks really cool what they did. Stylistically, God, that's the word I'm looking for. I could not come up with that. Stylistically, I love what they did stylistically. What did I say? Art draw liney. Well, I don't know. Let's not even worry about it. Let's not worry about making fun of me right now. Let's just go ahead and just draw this up and finish it up. So there you go. So there, I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Anthea from Fortnite. So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.